This isn't life!
Welcome to This Isn't Life. You're joined by me, Alex Taylor. I'm joined by Josh Wilson. And unfortunately today, Will Stanley couldn't make it, but we have got the infamous Parky joining us today for filling in for Will. For some reason, Josh has got a lot of reverb, but if you haven't seen the show before, we are a weekly podcast where we find the most outrageous news articles from a time of yonder and digress and see if they're true or not. Parky, you're a big fan of the show, been on here many times as well, a reoccurring guest. How you been?
Been very good, mate. Very good. I believe the term is first reserve. I'm basically the podcast version of that guy in Sunday League football who does the line every week and gets to play when other people can't make it.
Do you know what it is?
I'm the outcome of overslept hangovers.
But it's
because you've got a good attitude, mate.
It's been a while since we've had Parky on where all three of us have been here. You know, the last time you were on, it was because Josh died of a honey overdose or something. If we go back to it, Josh is recording from somewhere. Yeah, you went to cinema, but we said that you died by being stung by bees because you was covered in honey at Full Park. Josh, you're recording somewhere else at the moment. It sounds like you're inside of a silo, doesn't it? You sound a bit echoey. Don't think that's just me. Parky, would you agree?
Do I?
Yeah, but this podcast, let's be honest, this podcast wouldn't be this podcast without the world's dodgiest sound. No. That's like a little character. You know, like you listen to an old song on vinyl. You listen to an old song in vinyl when you're like, "Oh, can you hear that Black Sabbath tune?" Like you can hear the rain in the background. It's
crackling, yeah.
It brings that authenticity to the record, and that's what this podcast is.
Yeah.
That's not a podcast unless you can hear.
I might. Is my echo?
He's just turned his mic off now. Muted himself. Oh God, here we go.
Is it a microphone issue?
No, I think it's a room issue. I think it's a room issue, mate.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's probably. Well, you're not, are you? You're in a
2074 Beijing, but I'm not really.
You are. You're in a cyberpunk. You're in one of Philip K. Dick's books, aren't you? You're in Total Recall right now.
Got more echo than an Amazon warehouse in there, haven't you?
Is it really that bad? It's never normally this bad, is it?
It's like you're screaming at a sheep bell. That's what it's like. It's just like, but yeah. Anyone been up to anything decent?
Sorry.
No.
I'm scared to talk now.
No. What you been up to?
No, mate. It gives us the character.
Been up to much?
I'll go first. Nothing. I'm over 30 with a wife and a child, so absolutely nothing.
Fair.
And that's what life is. Just waiting to die.
Fair enough. I saw something quite funny, actually.
How about you, Alex?
Yeah, I saw something hilarious the other day on Reddit. I was scrolling through, and there's a board on Reddit called /r or r/ask Reddit. And someone asked a not safe for work question of, have you and your partner ever watched porn together? If so, what was the outcome? And I didn't go looking for porn, but when I found this video this woman was talking about in the comments, I was fucking dying, right? So she said, me and my husband watched this like porn together, and it was about a woman that had been destroyed like by this volcano. She'd been swept up and she'd landed and she needed to go to the doctor. It was in like a dream state, and in the dream there was a gnome.
She go to the doctor?
Yeah, but there was like a gnome that had gone in the volcano, right? A tornado. It had gone in the tornado, but then every scene after this minute.
Hold on, a tornado or a volcano?
Sorry, a tornado, right? And so this gnome's like swirling around this tornado, and every sex scene in the background there was a gnome. So I watched this like hour and a half of porno, and my eyes were not fixated on the, you know, the acting's going on. It was just, I'm looking for this gnome. Like it was hilarious, mate. Absolutely.
That is the most convoluted excuse of Alex watching porn I've ever heard in my life. How long have you been practicing that in the mirror?
No, mate, it wasn't even that. It just come to mind. I hope there's gnomes in the story, to be honest. Josh, it was your turn. But, yeah, that's what I got up to.
Yeah. No, okay. I got up to nothing, so I'll just jump straight into the story. It hasn't got any gnomes in it, I don't think. Well, it might have, actually. Because in true This Isn't Lifestyle, I come across this after I made dinner, so I've yet to read it, so I'll be an eager participant as the two of you are. So I'll start with the headline, and then we can play guess the tabloid.
Sounds good.
Britain's oldest male stripper shares weirdest jobs, including 250-person funeral.
What, she stripped at a 250-person funeral? I don't even know
Male
250
stripper.
people.
Is it male stripper? Is it male stripper? He said.
Oh yeah, male stripper.
I mean, I don't. So, it was a male stripper that went to the funeral. Wasn't a male stripper's funeral.
I'll read it again. Britain's oldest male stripper shares weirdest jobs, including a 250-person funeral.
Yeah, so he's one of the things he's been booked for is a 250-person funeral.
Jesus, what degenerate!
Which is fair enough.
Funeral.
Fair enough. 250 people. It's only like a tenner each.
No. No, but what I was thinking was more, as soon as I heard it, I can imagine like just like your nan, like you're in there like a real nice cathedral, like right staunch religious and that, and like I don't know, maybe your granddad's gone or
Cathedral? Who the fuck is
it's funny if I tell you that.
It sounds like Josh is in the cathedral.
No, well,
Fine, Prince Albert. Jesus.
No, but like, could you imagine like your granddad like crying or your nan crying her eyes out, absolutely beside herself after 8 years of marriage, and there's a geezer there in a G-string just busting his arse like his career. Absolute grief trip.
You can leave your head on as the coffin like goes in. Oh, how ridiculous, man!
Very good.
Is it guess the tabloid time?
So do you want to have a crack at the? Yeah,
Alright.
I reckon so.
Andy Sport.
No.
Mirror.
No.
It's got to be something online because you just read it. And you haven't run out to get a paper, I know that much.
No. It could be both, I'll give you that clue.
Some sort of gazette.
No. And it has been, we have had it on before. I think we've had it on numerous times.
Jesus.
Yeah, you boys are running out of papers now, to be fair, aren't you?
Very, very popular. Very popular paper. I think one of the best, if not the best paper. Could do with having a little bit more substance to it sometimes on a slow day, but it's not bad for sports either.
The Mirror?
And you all would have read it multiple times. No, you all would have read it so many times in your life. You'd have picked it up. The most place you see it, you pick it up, not ever thinking you're going to even read a paper. It just happens to always be there.
Daily Star.
No.
Oh my god. The Metro?
Yes, the Metro.
Alright.
Oh.
That took a while, didn't it? I mean, yeah.
Not bad things though to give you, and I'm surprised you still didn't get it.
Yeah, do you know what? You said like you'd never really, you'd never buy a paper, but you always read it. It's because it's free.
Yeah.
I'll just pick it up just to like wipe my nose off.
No, but you normally pick it up just like on behind you on the tube, didn't you? Or,
Yeah.
So it's from the Metros.
If you said the train, I'd have got it. I just associate the Metro and the train go together, didn't they?
Yeah, London Metro, innit?
Yeah, but I thought that was too obvious.
Yeah, we'll give it away.
That So okay, I will. So there's a picture of a rather strapping. It looks like an older man. Oh, okay. No, this guy's 38 years old, right? I'm going to try and show you best I can.
Mate, it's all this.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, he's a fireman. All right. He's a fireman.
Yeah.
So he looks a bit like... He's a sort of more rugged Woody Harrelson type looking chap, but he ain't got a bad body, but he looks older than 38. I'd say 45 minimum. So he's good body, but he looks like he had a hard paper round.
Do you know what he is? He's the bloke on the building site who, when he was like 21, was like an absolute like stud. Like, still goes down the gym, like still in good nick because he like has to keep a good body, eats well, loves the fact he can still pull.
Yeah, that's all he's got.
His glory days. Glory days are well and true. He's still out on the pool trying to get 21-year-olds when he's 45. It's the saddest thing you've ever seen in your life. So when you watch those snakes,
What car has he got?
Oh, I like this game. What car has he got? I reckon he's got like an old Range Rover, but a real old one.
Wait,
He wanted the range.
Are we talking now, or are we talking when he was younger on the building site? Because if
now.
Now.
It's much funnier now.
He's got an old Range Rover under it. It's like pre 2010 number plate, like an older shape.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, I reckon he's the same. He wants stature, but maybe he hasn't got the cash.
I don't know, man. I feel like he would have something like.
No, I feel like he'd break the bank over it. He'd do something like get one on finance, like £700 a month, even though he only earns. Right, do you know what I mean?
Got an R8 or something, like an Audi R8.
Yeah, or something absolutely ludicrous.
Or if you want to go like the older
a G-Wagon.
Yeah, but if you want to go the older route, he's got like a Mazda MX-5, those little sport cars that are like 2-seater, but he's got it in like burgundy red. Do you know what I mean? The little convertible one.
Yeah, I'll tell you what he has got. He's got an old like Audi, like the only Audi TTs or something like that. Because it was convertible and he could afford it.
Yeah, the Audi TT.
Yeah. Or like
the Audi TT. Or if he's really pushing it out, the Lotus Elise.
No, he's got the Porsche Camaro. Is it a Camaro or whatever it is? Just the Audi TT looking Porsche because he had to have the Porsche badge instead of the Audi.
Yeah.
Walks around holding the key. Never puts it in his pocket. Holds it.
So I'll carry on because I think there's quite a bit. I hope it runs through some of the stuff he's done. So Mike Stratton started stripping in 1986, and throughout his career, he's performed a full Monty dance routine at a woman's funeral, had to have a tetanus jab after being bitten on the bum, and was even once booked by the Russian mafia. The 55-year-old, who runs his own stripper agency, says he has no plans to slow down, and he's still receiving bookings and wowing crowds. Mike from Wigan in Greater Manchester said, "You can't beat going on stage. The adrenaline buzz you get is incredible. I think that's kept me young. I call adrenaline a youth drug. If you met and talked to me, you think I was a 55-year-old man. In my head, I'm still 25, and I do my best to act it."
The youth
drug. I'll stop it there.
The youth drug, though. It's not, is it?
Yeah, it was a very weird word.
I feel like adrenaline would kill you. Like if adrenaline for him is the youth drugs, that's just he's a danger to society. Surely, like he's going to be running up and like robbing old women.
He's a junkie.
Yeah. Well,
an adrenaline junkie.
Got to get his fix, and he just starts kicking dogs and that.
He just jumps out, does 100 parachute jumps in a day.
Keeps him young.
Well, he's getting naked. He's obviously his adrenaline junkie. This geezer ain't even a stripper. He's just a flasher.
Yeah, don't even get paid for it.
He's a flasher in fancy dress. That's all he is.
We did. He turns up at that wake.
Why do I keep getting paid for this?
Just turns up at the wake. With all the people in the funeral, turns up at the wake. He starts taking his clothes off. We didn't book a stripper. Don't worry enough. I'm doing it for free.
Yeah. Have for the sausage rolls and cake.
Free bar, is it? So it's alright. I got a Porsche outside. Oh,
fuck's sake!
Yeah.
Right, happy for me to carry on?
Go for it, mate.
So I shall carry on. So these days, when my agent phones me, he phones me up and he says, "Do you want this? Do you want to do this birthday? Do you want to do this?" I've read that. I had to read it 3 times in my head, and you'll realise why. These days, when my agent phones me up and says, "Do you want to do this birthday gram?" I ask, "How old is she?" They've actually said birthday gram, not gram. Do you want to do this birthday gram?
Yeah, Instagram.
That's what they call it, isn't it? Like a telegram, kind of. That's what they're thinking. The birthday gram, yeah.
Oh, right. I thought you meant
took me back to my 23rd birthday.
I thought he was on like Instagram. Like, can you like do us a little shout out on your Insta? Like, you get that cameo thing, didn't you?
Oh no. No, I love the way they call him. When my agent rings me, that's a funny word for pimp.
It took him 6 months to realise
the difference.
It took him 6 months to realise he wasn't in the FBI. He kept telling people he's in the wrong job.
He must be an agent. He's got an office and a pimp. Does sell a lot of drugs though.
Undercover, he don't wear a suit.
Yeah. Has got a thing for leopard print.
Oh, nice guy, but he's nervous. Like, he's nervous. Anytime there's a light, he's at the curtains.
Only drinks from a gold goblet. Right. Oh, okay. So I've just sort of caught a glimpse of the next.
He's got one here, so. On his little fingers, like it's like a really long nail. Just one hand.
I thought you was frozen. I've only just caught up. I feel like Martin McFly. Was you still doing that joke like 20 minutes later?
Do you know what? It's funny because you've moved house, yeah. You've got a different laptop, and it's still as shit as ever.
It brings you flavour.
Your bad Wi-Fi just follows you around, doesn't
it? I think he's blocking it. Josh, you got metal plate in it. Just block everything that you come in contact with.
I'm like cayenne pepper. You put me in a dish because I'm fucking mental, but sometimes I can burn it, sometimes it comes out alright. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's dangerous. It's raw. It's raw, isn't it?
I like the idea that you're actually...
It's the menace of the...
You're going to be like a bad X-Men, you know, and he just turns out after all these years your power was to just make Wi-Fi a little bit worse than it is. Not even unusable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like, in today's society, that's like the worst supervillain of all, because he's just like destroys everything, takes down like government conspiracies, everything. Yeah. He's just taking everything down. Satellites falling out the air. He's like, I can't help it.
No, but I could be. I think you know what? Ironically, no. As you both know me so well, and you know how much joy this should bring me. Imagine I could walk around making someone's life just rather annoying to the point. Because how annoying is having shit Wi-Fi?
We could have.
It's not like round your family up and shoot them in the head with a shotgun and then kill yourself. But it is. It's like a.
Yeah, it's what you want to. It's the perfect point as well, where it's not like so shit that you have to get new Wi-Fi, but it's also so like it's bad enough where it really disrupts your life. It's like the perfect in between part.
Yeah. And I love that.
We could just get a tandem bicycle, and we'll just cycle around London past all the office blocks. We'll be millionaires by the end of the day.
Yeah, but you won't be able to pay for the Santander bike, though, will you? Because you've got no Wi-Fi to tap your phone on.
That's true.
You can't unlock it. You just go to pedal and the front wheel locks up.
There's no Santander tandem bikes, mate. They're single use only. We'll go old school, mechanical. Old school mechanical. Go sit outside. Go sit out Lloyd's of London and tell them 10 grand, and we're staying there all day.
Just shut down banks. Stand outside the Virgin building.
Not so stupid now, is it?
Go around eating lunch in lobbies around in London. Fucking make 30 grand a day. Had a great day.
You'd be the world's most profitable tramp.
If only I could get into my online banking. So I'll carry on. So this is our guy. If they're under 25, I'll say, listen, that's a bit young for me, but I'm all over the pensioners. They love me. So anybody over 50, I'm like catnip.
Catnip. That's the thing that drugs are, isn't it?
Yeah, but the thing, have you noticed the two things he said is really weird? Is the two names he said for drugs. He said one's adrenaline and one's catnip. He does the weird. He's the weirdest substance abuse guy in the world.
Yeah, but isn't catnip the one that like sends them asleep? Sends them a bit dopey, doesn't it?
Think how much you would struggle to find a drug dealer.
Have you got a bag of nip, mate? Bag of sleepy catnip. Meow 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 meow.
So
starts clawing at his leg. And
so, mate, you couldn't just you couldn't just pretend to attack me, could you? Right? You couldn't pretend to attack me. I need the adrenaline.
Here's the lead pipe. I'll see you in 30. Try and come out of the book because I ain't expecting it. Look.
Yeah. Mate, you couldn't put that gun in my mouth, could you?
Thank you.
Or from 10 years younger.
Yeah.
I feel the ring falling off me.
It does it 3 times for 100.
Oh God. Oh.
Right. So I've got quite. To be fair, we've actually got quite a bit. So I'll try and get through it. Mike was 18 when he got his first job straight out of school as a male kissogram after impressing his seedy-looking first boss. He spent 9 months as an Ibiza party rep in the late 1980s before returning to the UK and joining the Dream Boys in London. During the late 1990s, he founded his own group called the X-Men, weirdly, with frenzied women going wild for the lads as they toured the UK and Europe. And he recalled one specific incident in South Wales where one affectionate fan even bit him on the bottom. The dad of 3, whose Stono stage name is the Hustler, said, I always said I wanted to be Take That, but I ended up in the Dream Boys. Several times in the early days, when we were one of the only groups doing it in the country, we had to be rescued by doormen and ferried out the back exit. That sounds like a statement on that guy would say in Phoenix Nights. You know,
Kenny
Senior. Yeah. That's what he'd say, isn't it?
Yeah, get your paper jacket.
I've also got vision of the world's funniest bodyguard scene as well. You know, when Kevin Costner has got Whitney Houston, he has to like punch and picks her up and then carries her out. Being rescued by doorman. Knocking old women out the way. Fuck off, Carol!
He's OD'd on catnip.
The doorman's just the doorman's just covered in whipped cream.
I'll never get this fucking glare out.
Whipped cream. Do you know what I went to? No, the thing is, I went to just like when he said about whipped cream. What I went to was like a Bugsy Malone themed stripper. Just fires condoms and cream at people.
I was once stood there having a picture taken, and all of a sudden I had a mad pain in my bum. Turned around and there was a girl on her knees. She bit my bum. She drew blood, and I had to go and have a tetanus shot. In his most bizarre booking, Mike and his troupe performed a full Monty dance routine next to a woman's coffin in 2006.
Mike and his cronies.
No way.
They done what to
done it next to the coffin. Imagine they done the full Monty dance at the side of a woman's coffin in 2006.
Oh, mate,
please read on because there's got to be a reason for it. Surely.
Yeah, she must have loved like Robert Carlyle.
Oh yeah, there is. No. So they were booked to fulfill the woman's last wish to reenact the iconic Dole Q routine from the cult classic film in front of 250 stunned mourners. After a smattering of applause, he says After a smattering of applause, he says the raunchy dancer hot-tailed it out of the church and drove home in silence. He said there's a scene from Full Monty where they do a Donna Summer hot stuff routine. She put in her will that she wants a team of strippers to do this for her. At the church, I said to her son, so everybody knows that this is happening. He went, oh no, there's only a couple of us that know. People were crying, saying what a wonderful person she was. Then her son got up and said she had a great sense of humour, as you lot are about to find out. The music came on and we had to walk up to the coffin. There were two of us either side of it and we did the routine. People were just looking at us gobsmacked. We finished the routine and there was a clap, clap, clap and we walked out. Normally when we finish, we're all buzzing and chatting about it. But this one we just sat there in silence on the motorway driving home traumatised.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I would have been out of my fucking seat. How depressing are funerals? And suddenly two blokes get up and start waving their cock about you. You're like, fucking no.
That's mad, isn't it?
Like,
I suppose though, if it's her last will and testament, and that's something fulfilled that, you can't really argue, can you?
For me though, like he said, how traumatic. Did he say we were sitting in the cab on the way home, traumatic or whatever? That's what he said, wasn't it?
No, I think they were driving home.
Or
just
driving home.
Traumatised on the way home.
Traumatised, yeah.
Traumatised.
Because of how traumatic it was. But they didn't sit there and go, like, when they got the booking, I was at a funeral, like, do you know what I mean? Or maybe we shouldn't do it. Do you know what I mean? Still took the money, still done it.
No, but they would have to tell you, surely.
I would have thought so. You don't. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, they know. You would have clocked on when normally you're turning up to a fucking pub or a nightclub and you turn up to a crematorium. You would have put there with basement bar.
There's a lot of hearses about.
I'll tell you, I've heard of some strange Hindus in my life, but that would definitely take the fucking biscuit. Revving it in the local crematorium.
Yeah.
There's actually, I think he's actually got a massive story about him. So
sorry. Do you know what? Yeah,
Mike.
Sorry. Do you know what? Imagine they like turn up, yeah, and then like, oh, sorry. Can you just wait for the usher? It's like, oh, you got an impersonator here as well. Sorry, that was just. She was a big fan of R&B, was she? Like, oh, mate. Sorry.
Yeah. Also. Yeah. However, Mike revealed he didn't just pique the interest of lusty fans, but on occasion sinister underworld groups as well. So remember the Russian claim? And he remembered how in 1996 his group were unwittingly booked to perform for prostitutes who worked for the Russian mafia. So he's now doing a strip show for a bunch of prostitutes. We turned up in St. Petersburg and we were doing a Friday and Saturday night. It was a ladies' weekend. The first night we were backstage and we were spying through the curtain. Okay, all these women were coming in dressed in 1950s Audrey Hepburn style gowns. We did the show. It was a little bit weird, but all right. But it turns out that all the girls were working girls for the mafia. They were ladies of the night. We were there as a treat. When they come back, we told the agent off for letting us work for the mafia without us knowing. Happily married. Sometimes my wife would turn up at the gig and I'd say, all right, when I'm doing this part of the show, put your hand up in the air with £5. She'd do that and we'd jump. She'd do that and we'd all jump on her to do loads of stuff. And then they'd all have their fathers up in the air. Read really badly. Sorry.
Yeah, makes sense though. Good thinking.
Besides his career in stripping, Mike also very smart. He also incredibly manages to make $70,000 a year by going dozens of TV game shows from The Weakest Link to Bullseye, and he's currently working on telememoir about his life as a male stripper. Must be a program. Telememoir.
Tell a memoir.
So he's obviously making a fair few quid out of it.
Yeah, fair play. So he makes how much? 20 grand a year.
Must be.
Do you say
70 grand a year? He said out of the telememoir thing. If he owns his own stripper business, he'd be earning a good amount of money. He'd be doing well. He'd do a lot better than 20 grand a fucking year.
Well,
no, he's got an agent, isn't he? He's got an agent, so he can't own his own one.
He said at the start. He says at the start he's got his own stripper business. It's his own business.
Mate, you don't, mate. An agent who got you them gigs that he done, you don't leave an agent like that. The agent's Jewish.
We also, well, I was just going to say this. We've scooted over this, yeah. He went and performed for a bunch of prostitutes. That's so weird. That's so weird.
It's a busman's holiday, isn't it?
It's a busman's holiday. It is a busman's holiday. But also as well, you don't ever think of it like the local horse race. It's like the work do. You know, you go like a work do, and you end up with like in a big room, and there's like 3 other companies that book. There's a accountancy company here, and like all the lads from like, fucking Holland and Barrett. And then suddenly, like, the local halls are in. They're on their night out. They're all in fancy dress, like Audrey Hepburn.
Them lot all just trying to network, aren't they? And business cards and that. And then in comes old Fireman Sam, or whatever his name is, just like a bag of catnip up his arse, and he's away.
You don't think about it, they go together like going out on like a work.
Yeah.
You know, normally you're out there like having a discussion about work, like talking about the accounts and all that. And it's like, I got fucked in the arse yesterday. I have to charge an extra 200.
Yeah. All talking about the same client that they have, like Dirty Barry.
Yeah. Snowball's Bill.
Or he's done something really strange. Like asked to do something really weird, didn't he? Like, what did
Derogatory.
So that's all I got. That is end of play.
Fair. I think it's mad how he's gone from working at what did he say, like Chippendale? Is it? I know it weren't Chippendale, but he was working at a strip club, wasn't he?
No, he was
that kind of thing.
He was Dream Boy, weren't he, or something? He said, didn't he?
Yeah. So he was in some sort of group, and he's gone from clearly being like some sort of big name in the stripper community, doing like Prozzy's birthdays and that, and then he's gone into a funeral, because I mean,
Putin.
Yeah. I think the weirdest thing about it though is the fact that he's an adrenaline junkie, and it keeps him young. But I don't know. Do you get into stripping just because it gives you an adrenaline rush, or you doing it because you need to feed some sort of habit? Clearly catnip, but do you know what I mean? Like,
no, you do because you want like getting your cock out, don't you? That's why.
What do you think?
Yeah,
you want to get naked in front of women, don't you? And then women throwing them.
He's got a micro penis, do you?
Oh no, I can't imagine. He's got that many bookings of a micro penis, can he? That's a one show wonder. Maybe one a year you get. One a year. That's the best you can do. Yeah, as you can do. But yeah, no, he's obviously just like anyone do it.
Yeah.
Also, women are throwing themselves at him, doesn't he?
He does. What's your verdict on that, Parky? What do you reckon then? Is this the end of it?
It's 100%. This is life. I've got no doubt that this is definitely the case. It's like a tale as old as time, isn't it? Just some bloke who wants to shag birds, so he goes and strips on the weekend. I mean, it's there's not a lot to really.
But what a beautiful story it is.
What a great story is. I mean, there's only a few people that can really do it. Do you know what I mean? Because when I was young and single, would have been great, but no one was trying to book a bloke with. But no one wants an above average belly with a below average cock. It's the wrong way round.
That is a sick. That's a sick, cruel joke.
You should get that printed on a T-shirt. I think. Oh, mate, that is a quote. That is the quote of the century. Oh, that's hilarious. Josh, what do you reckon?
Alex, you go.
All right.
You go.
All right.
I'll go last as the narrator.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think this is life. To be honest, I think that it's it's too. I think this is life in the context of the story, but I think that the only bit that's wrong about it, like that this isn't life, is the whole package. You know, adrenaline junkie, catnip, going to a prostitute's mafia's birthday. I don't think he's given the full truth. I think the funeral thing, I kind of I can imagine, but would they even let a stripper, like, would they even let him in? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, if they booked him.
Do you reckon he's a bit of a bully bullshitter, do you? Like, do you reckon he's one of those that, like,
Yeah,
like he does, obviously he's a male stripper because it's a hard thing to, like, completely lie about, isn't it? Or do you reckon he, like, exaggerates the old stories and that kind of stuff?
That's what I mean. He's like that geezer. He's Jay from The In-Between, isn't he? So I'm gonna sit there and say that this is life about the funeral.
Okay. So what's that, like? Half and half.
Yeah, but it's more believable because I think he's got something right, and he's stripping. He's probably done a funeral. I think most of the other stuff he was saying is just bollocks. That's what I think.
Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna go with This Is Life, because it's not even, to be honest with you, it's not even that weird. The funeral thing is bizarre, but it's has happened. I mean, have you seen, without trying to be racist or anything like that, have you seen some of the gypsy travelling funerals and things like that? They're all fucking
like
up and
big
down
fat
the road,
gypsy wedding,
casses, drinking, jumping
Yeah.
on gravestones, fucking grabbing each other. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So some I think, is it Nigerian ones where they essentially have like a 4-day party. Sometimes it goes on for a week. I think it's all different. So it's probably bizarre to us. Maybe if that's her last dying wish, it's good that he fulfilled it. Her son. But yeah, no. And I think the Russian mafia thing, they probably, they might have Googled London-based male stripper company because they've done shows and stuff, and they're in his clique or whatever they were called, his little group. They're probably Googleable. So yeah, I reckon it's believable. I'm going.
Yeah, let's be honest. If you were let's say you're the Russian mafia, and your job is to book an event for the prostitutes you've got, but you're going to be some bloke from HR. He's not booking your shuffleboard, is he? He's not going, oh, karaoke. So, like, he's only going to go like male stripper. That's the kind of route they're going to make. It makes more sense, doesn't it? Yeah.
He's not booking mulligans in Billericay High Street, is he?
No, that would be crazier. That would be great. We thought it was mad there's a male stripper going into a bunch of prostitutes. What's crazier is seeing them all do fucking crazy golf and a bottomless brunch. That's weird.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, 3 This Is Lives then. As anyone...
the picture froze perfectly there when you were smiling in the camera. It was like you were pausing for a family photo. Then it was perfect.
Who? Me?
You.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm gutted because I lost Parky's whole story then because it went all fiddy on me. So I lost Parky's whole story. And from the look of both your frozen faces, you look like a right corker. So I'm actually gutted about it.
You didn't miss much. You're fine.
So 3 This Is Lives then. It's a hat trick. And as just before we wrap up, has anyone
2.5
got any little story, anecdote, fact, anything they'd like to say? Parky, I feel like you should do the honours as you're the guest of honour.
All right.
Yeah. Any facts that you know about Parky that are going to blow people's minds?
If not, Parky, don't sit there and torture yourself. I can.
I mean, I love a shit fact. I do love a shit fact, but by their very nature, they're pretty shit. So
fair enough.
You have a little look on there, Alex. You have a little look on there. Consider reflection in your glasses.
I've got a little fact for you boys. Would you like to hear the fact? What has come accustomed to This Isn't Life over the past God knows how long, year and a bit.
Yes, please. Now my mic.
The world's deadliest animal isn't a shark, bear, or tiger, but something far smaller. The mosquito. According to the World Health Organization, 725,000 people are killed each year from mosquito-borne diseases such as malaria, dengue fever, and yellow fever. Mosquito outnumber every other animal in the world, apart from ants and termites. They can also be found in nearly every part of the world, which all adds up to a risk they pose to humans.
That makes sense, really.
It's a lot of people,
but that's quite well known, isn't it? I think there was a stat, because obviously we've got better at it now, so we still die of it all the time, like obviously in places that are high risk. But like I think there's worth googling. I think like half the people that have ever lived on Earth have died from mosquito-related incidents, something like that. It's ridiculous, like the amount of thing it. Because years ago there was all mosquito-related stuff that we died from.
Yeah, so it's a lot of people. 725,000.
Yeah, but if you go back further in human history, it's like a shitload. It's like maybe it's like.
Can you get AIDS? Can you get AIDS from a mosquito?
No,
I believe so.
Can you?
Yeah, if they bite someone with AIDS and then they then go to you and then bite you after they've gone to the AIDS, so they don't have AIDS, but they have AIDS in their mouth.
Why don't they get the AIDS?
God doesn't hate them.
No, you get... Jesus Christ. No. Well, I think
not a true word spoken.
I think it's a bit of a myth, Parky. It says, although mosquitoes are carriers of yellow fever, dengue fever, and Japanese, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, there is no evidence that mosquitoes can transmit HIV. Studies with HIV have shown clearly that the virus disappears in the mosquito after about 1 to 2 days, the time required for the mosquito to digest the blood meal.
Fair enough. I stand corrected. Does tell me there, though, that mosquitoes can make AIDS disappear. So when you get AIDS, if you inject yourself with mosquitoes, problem solved.
Yeah. Parky, Luke Parkinson has cured AIDS. Everyone, he's cured HIV. Why didn't they think of that? Why didn't they think of that?
Things you never thought you'd read. Imagine seeing that in the Daily Star. Be like, oh, he hasn't. Not that cop. By the way.
Well, boys, thank you for joining us, Parky. Thank you for filling in for Will. We hope to have you back when, now that Josh sounds like he's not recording in a church, and when Will's back and all 4 of us can be here. Be nice to have you on.
I'd love to see William again.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. We'll have to do an episode.
He would love to see you again.
He would.
Oh, I bet he would.
But that's it for this week, lads.
Right.
Yeah.
See you.
Nice one.
No problem, boys. Always a pleasure.
Peace.
Cool. See you later.
Peace and love.